I am the gate, we hear Jesus say in this passage from John's Gospel. It's one of the distinctive features of the Gospel of John, all of these I am sayings. I am the bread of life. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the good shepherd. I am the true vine. I am the light of the world. I am the resurrection and the life. It says something about the community of John's Gospel, about what they came to understand about Jesus, that they place these words on Jesus' lips. I am the gate. I wonder what that reveals. In my mind's eye, I'm drawn to the Japanese garden on the lakeshore at New Denver. Bev and I have spent entire days there in the course of a couple of summer holidays. It's a beautiful garden. And as so many Japanese gardens are, it's a restful place. A place with so many spots for just sitting, places to reflect, places to be quiet, undisturbed because it is enclosed. And there's something about the gate there that marks both the entrance and the exit to the garden. It is a feature in itself. It stands as a welcome in a way. On the way in, it tells you, you are crossing over into something special, as if to bless you as you enter. On the way out, it invites your pause. You know you are leaving, and that you are leaving with more than what you arrived with. It's the gate on your way out that tells you once again you are crossing over, this time back into the wider world. And once more, it's as though it blesses you on your way. I am the gate, we hear Jesus say. In this case, as he works this metaphor of the sheepfold, that nighttime enclosure and place of safety for sheep, where there's not just an opening access in the stone wall, but a gate, a way in that is passed through and secured, a critical feature in the creation and the provision of a true resting place. I am the gate, we hear Jesus say. But the sheepfold is a resting place, not a forever place. Come the morning, the shepherd arrives to release the sheep into open pasture through the gate. That way out that is passed through into the expansiveness of the pasture, a world of nourishment, of adventure, of wandering amidst beauty and danger. I am the gate, we hear Jesus say. In both coming and going, in entering and leaving, the gate opens a way. The gate opens a way into rest, and the gate opens the way into the day's activity, into Sabbath time, we might say, and into full engagement in the world. I am the gate, we hear Jesus say, as though welcoming us into rest and ushering us out into the wideness of the world. Notice that either way, in both ways, it's about passing through this narrowing, this narrow way. This is the thing about Sabbath time. There needs to be a letting go to enter into it. Setting aside for a time the things we haven't gotten to, for the sake of soul-restoring rest. And letting go of our sense that it's all up to us, that we might be able to notice and celebrate how so much of life is given. It's the way of Sabbath time to make room for gratitude and ease and connection. As it turns out, passing through this narrowing, this gate, leads us into a great richness, a land of plenty. But Sabbath time isn't forever time. So there comes the move out of that protective enclosure to full engagement in the world. What does it mean then that Jesus is this passageway, this narrowing way by which we move out into the world? Well, there's a letting go that is asked of us in making this move too, isn't there? For Jesus' way is marked by forgiveness, by justice, by generosity. His is the way of nonviolence, nonviolence of action, nonviolence of the heart. His is the way of self-giving, and the way of not my will, O God, but your will. You can hear it, can't you? In and through this narrowing way is in fact the way to fullness of life, of abundant life. We're hearing a lot these days about opening up our economy, opening up businesses, schools, relaxing somewhat the restrictions to our movements, our gatherings, our activities. In a gradual way, of course, in the hope of doing this safely. There's this growing eagerness to be able to return to normal life. And it will indeed be lovely, won't it, to be able to see each other, meet each other again in the flesh. But what if getting back to life as we once knew it isn't actually our goal? What if in moving out of this time of enclosure, we actually make our way into a very different life, a new life, where we take with us some of the beautiful insights that have dawned upon us in this time? Surely we are appreciating in ways that we may not have grasped before how all of life is so interconnected. We are all in this together is the way we've come to speak of it. We need each other. We affect each other. We are discovering what it is to make sacrifices for the sake of life for others. We are discovering how vulnerable we all are. And if we didn't realize it before, we are getting it now. How devastating neglect and poverty are here and around the world. We are also discovering the amazing capacity of the earth to heal as we slow our compulsive production and consumption of goods. Goods that it turns out we can actually live without. There is a very real possibility that in moving out of this time of enclosure, we could actually make our way into a very different life. We already know that the old life is unsustainable, that it is economically unjust, that it is ecologically devastating. Meanwhile, there is another way that leads to abundant life. How might we find ourselves on that pathway? What would it mean for us? What would it take for us to go for it? How timely that as we begin to approach this phase of moving out of this enclosure, how timely, and surely not just coincidentally, that today we would hear Jesus remind us, I am the gate. Why don't you just let me usher you out, bless you by this narrowing way as you go. And oh, by the way, I'm not only the gate, we hear him say, I am your shepherd. I am here to lead you, abide with you, show you this way. For it is for this and this time that I have come, that you may have life and have it abundantly. Can you hear it? It is for us to let go and be led by the one who so loves the whole creation, who calls us by name, who knows us deeply, and so wills for us all abundant life. So what if this was to become our prayer? Gentle shepherd, you who lead me to abundant life, to live so others also may follow and find green pastures. Help me know your voice, recognize your calling, hear my name. Give me grace to listen for your voice deep within, so quiet yet so clear. The voice of one who leads to still waters, leads through deathly valleys, leads through all suffering, all joy, leads to abundant life. You whose very life is a leading, whose love is a voice, speaking to me, speaking in me. I quiet my soul. I listen. I listen for you. I listen for you. Amen.